off at Coach's Corner, presented by Rosehill General and Cosmetic Dentistry. Here with Coach Shirley of the boys basketball program. Coach, we're past mid-season tournaments now. It was a good start to the season. Hit a rough spot there in early January, but you go to Halstead, you get 2 wins. How important was it to get 2 wins in that tournament?
Well, that's always what you look for mid-season tournament-wise. No matter who win the first one, lose the first one, you always want 2 wins out of that tournament. And we hit somewhat of a rough patch, but more so than anything, I think the teams we played in the midst of that were pretty good basketball teams. El Dorado played a great game that first night when we played them, and then you see they come and beat Collegiate by double figures. Then you talk about you come back from break, you have Collegiate, which is a tough one, trying to get in shape back from break against Collegiate. And then we go to Andale, which I'm guessing they've lost maybe a handful of games at home in the past 10 years. It's just a phenomenal basketball team. So then you get the draw of, you have Mulvane at home, and we try to tell our guys, with that one even, Mulvane records throw them out the window because it's a rivalry game. Several years ago, my second year here or something like that, records were kind of flipped, and we got them just because, when you play a rival, that's how it is. You know who they are. They're ready for that game. They're pumped for that game. So then we have Haven to open up the rough tournament, and Haven's a tough team. They play 1-3-1. There's not a lot you can do against a 1-3-1, but I felt like we attacked it well. We just missed shots. And then, like you said, you go to that backside. We end up taking 5th in it, get Garden Plain again, a much improved Garden Plain team with 2 kids who weren't playing for them, playing big minutes. This time we played them. And then you get Minneapolis, which, they're an 8-win team, an 8 or 9-win team. And we came in and finally just, kind of felt good about ourselves again and really took it at them, and I credit our players. They had a chance there that we could have folded the tent and been a little bit upset, but they came to practice every day. Our numbers at shoot-around never dropped. The kids just worked on focusing on getting better, and I credit our seniors for helping lead us through that patch. Made a couple minor adjustments, moved Ian Lichty out to the wing, which has been great for us. His ability to guard with his length and athleticism has been great, and moved Connor Barron more guarding some of their post players and playing more inside, and that's been a great move for us because Connor's a physically imposing guy who's just been able to take it to some people. So really we haven't made a ton of adjustments. Credit our kids and their resiliency and their toughness and keeping a level head through. It's a long season. You're going to have ups and downs.
And speaking of that, with the veteran group that you have, that has to give you more confidence as a coaching staff that, okay, we can overcome these difficult times because I have seniors who've been there, done that. They can get us to where we want to go. So talk about that particular, how important it is to have seniors when you go through difficult stretches like you went through.
And I think that last year helped a lot with that. You never want to have what happened last year. We had guys out continually, and even some of those seniors now that were juniors had to step up and play roles they hadn't played. But their ability to understand it's a long season. You get a young team, they don't understand going from either freshman or middle school basketball and coming to high school basketball. It's a different ballgame. I mean, you're playing, a lot of games. It's a long season. You're talking from beginning of November all the way to early March, and those guys understand. They help some of our younger guys understand that we're fine, we're okay. We just need to keep working, and that was their big mantra. And credit the guys for it is. We just need to return to what we do well. We don't need to try to reinvent the wheel, which as coaches, sometimes you overthink things and try to do things that you don't need to do. And we just return to fundamentals. We return to guarding well. We're one of the best 4A defensive teams in the state with our points allowed for our opponents. We average giving up 46 points a game, which is extremely impressive. And again, just my hats off to our kids for committing to that side of the ball. And you see that with the turnaround kind of there at Halstead. We started defending really well and getting stops and then going to convert those into buckets. So.
And believe it or not, we only have 4 full weeks left of the season. Not very many games left. What's the goal in sub-state? Now, I know it's different this year with ranking teams 1 through 16. How important is it to get a home game in that top 8 of the seeds?
In a home game, it matters quite a bit, and that's what we want. We want to try to top 8 seed, get you that home game. And that's what you always want. That's your goal going into it, and that's what you aim for. It's an exciting time. Last year, by this point in time, our coaching staff knew we were playing Andover Central. I mean, we knew it. That's how it had shaken out. We had a 4-team sub-state. It was Andover Central. This year, it could be, I have no idea where we'll finish right now. We're 6th in the standings. We could finish anywhere, you don't know. There's no real clue. And it's exciting because you may match up with a Wamego, Abilene, Chapman team you haven't seen before, which is much more exciting than our guys knowing we're either, like last year's sub-state, knowing we're getting Augusta, Andover Central, or Mulvane. Now we don't really know where we're going. It's just like the NCAA tournament in a smaller version of that matchups are key. Who you get in your matchup brackets is almost more important than what seed line you have. I'm guessing in 4A this year you'll probably see some upsets with some teams that maybe played in a tough conference who are then going to go play in a team who has an inflated record and maybe not quite as good of a conference. But it's what makes basketball exciting. Everybody wants the NCAA tournament, and that's what people love. They love that March time when March Madness rolls around.
Sure.
And that's what my hat's off to Keisha for making that move, and I'm starting to get to a more universal playoff system like
long time coming.
Oh yes, it was a very good move. So we're excited.
Last question for you: to build positive momentum going towards the postseason, what's the one thing in your mind your team needs to get better at to get to the point where you're playing good basketball in March?
We work on this quite frequently. We got to finish around the rim a little bit better. We got guys who crash the rim hard, and you get bumped and pushed a little bit, and we got to work. And we've worked quite consistently in practice, and giving them those bumps and trying to simulate those bumps and finishing through contact. And then we got to continue to defend. Second time through league. We got Augusta, then we go right back through our league again. It's a little bit different. Your offensive sets don't work as well. Your offense is scouted a little bit better. We'll have everybody else's offense scouted a little bit better because you've seen it and you know what they have. And second time through league, you've just got to make and convert those baskets around the rim. And our team's done well with it. We shoot a fairly high percentage. I think we're about 67, 68% within 5 feet. But just being able to convert all of those, because that's really where our main advantage is, especially once you talk about moving a kid like Connor Barron to the inside. Since we've done that, I think he's averaging like 16 to 18 points a game, and he's done a great job with that. But more so than anything is we've got to remain fresh. We got about 8 guys that we play fairly consistently, and about this time of the season, everybody's got some bump, some bruise, some, you're tired a little bit. And we just got to make sure we sprint to the finish line here and try to play our best basketball. And that's what we kind of talked about even when we had that skid is we don't want to be playing our best basketball in December. We want to play our best basketball in late January into February. And hopefully we're starting that. And last night, I think it was a huge step. You look at the score with Andover Central that we played, and maybe it doesn't look like we played a great game, but I'll tell you, it's one of our most complete games. You take them to 9 late in the third, early fourth. That team may be the best team in the state. They just got done beating a one-loss Olathe North team, 6A school that's ranked in 6A, and we're right there in the fourth quarter knocking on the door. And I credit our guys to that, and I think that was a big momentum builder. Like I said, the score doesn't reflect what that game truly felt like, and I think our kids will like that and be able to improve off that. And we've kind of got a nice schedule coming up. It's not fun for not getting to play as much, but we can kind of rejuvenate some legs and give more lighter off days. And not playing a lot of guys, you got to rejuvenate a little bit this late in the year. So.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time, for stopping by. We appreciate it very much. Next week, Brian Firebaugh sits down with head girls basketball coach Greg Welch. You've been watching the Rocket Coaches Corner, brought to you by Rose Hill General Cosmetic Dentistry.
Have you ever had the need for teeth whitening? Rose Hill General and Cosmetic Dentistry is the place to go. Tip to tooth, they can take care of it. They have been in the Wichita community for over 40 years. Dr. Troilo has 39 years of experience in dentistry. Amazing, caring, helpful, and communicative, says one valued customer. Very nice people and good at what they do. Been coming here since I was in school. The office hours include Monday at 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Tuesday 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Wednesday 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and Friday 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.